Now we're ready to acquire data, and this is what we need the method editor for. So let's go ahead and set up our method.
So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the method editor for the Orbitrap Exploris 240. Now, if I go ahead and click over on the Orbitrap Exploris 240 button here, I can see all the method parameters designated for the mass spectrometer. Over here to the right, I have application mode, and on the 240 and the 480, we have a few options. We have peptide, small molecule, and intact protein mode. Now you're going to get different method parameters depending on the application that you're running. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to small molecule mode for now and move over to the global parameters tab. And here in the global parameters tab, I have the options to select the parameters associated with the ion source. I can hook up a syringe pump if I wanted to, a divert valve. But if I take a look at the ion source, have that clicked over, I can look at the settings to the right. So I have all the voltage settings, the gas settings, the temperature for the ion transfer tube, and also the vaporizer temperature. So I can go ahead and set that in the method. I pull down here. I can take a look at overall settings associated with either advanced peak determination, maybe your expected peak width for your chromatography. You can enable Acquire X if that is on, that comes with the 240 and the 480. You can select that box. You also have the option for internal mass calibration. Now on this instrument is Easy IC or Easy calibration here, IC calibration, internal calibration. You can choose to run at the start of the run. So if I click run start, then the calibrant will be turned on at the start of the run. And then I can move over to scan parameters and set those. Now, when you're setting up a method for the first time, it might be overwhelming, all these options in terms of, do I have MS1, full MS? Do I do MS2? Do I do DIA? What filters should I set up? But the applications team here at Thermo Fisher Scientific, we've done a pretty good job as far as trying to boil this down to application areas and give you some nice templates to start with. So if you're in small molecule mode, you might have some templates available to you, say for clinical research, environmental, food safety, metabolomics, lipidomics, and pharma. And also if you go over to peptide mode, let's see, peptide mode, then you might have DIA, you might be doing an oligonucleotide experiment, peptide mapping experiment. So all of these have templates associated with it. An intact mode, some oligonucleotides as well, some intact MAB analysis, so different templates that are pretty useful. We go back to small molecule, I'm going to choose a template associated with food safety. And you can see how if I hover over the food safety button, then I have a few templates associated with food safety that have been uploaded. I'm going to go ahead and choose vet drugs, full MS, data dependent MS2. Left click on that and drag it over. It's asking if I want to keep my current source conditions or if I want to go ahead and upload the source settings associated with this template, which I definitely want the source settings associated with this method. So I'm going to go ahead and push OK on that. And then the method parameters are uploaded. So I have a full scan MS experiment running at 60,000 resolution with the scan range already defined. The RF lens is already set for you with the AGC targets. I have a few filter options here. So I have some dynamic exclusion, so exclude collecting collecting a data dependent MS2 scan after every 1.8 seconds if it's triggered again. And then targeted mass exclusion, it looks like it's tying into an Acquire X exclusion list. And then last would be the data dependent MS2 setting. So I have 3 collision energies that I'm applying, 20, 40, and 70 at a resolution of 15,000. You can see how it's nice to have all of these settings already predefined for you. Of course, you can alter this if it fits your need, or go ahead and go forward with this method after you've kind of taken a look at it. Now we can also tab over to the summary tab, and we'll take a nice overview or global overview of the method as a whole. We can see the method settings. We have small molecule set, the source settings, global parameters with Easy IC, Acquire X, our full scan data. So it's kind of a nice way to just view it overall without having to tab through all of the different buttons and seeing the different settings. And so once I'm happy with this, I can go ahead and queue this up, load a sequence, and apply this method to go ahead and acquire data.